burger whenever you want it. Whataburger is open 24/7, just like it. By H-E-B. Here, everything's better. Glad he could join us. The return of Lance McCullers Jr. to the mound for the Astros. And the first batter he faces grounds one to the right side. Right there is Zach DeZenzo, and that's how Lance McCullers' return begins with a ground out to first base. Spring training, it has been so long, 868 days since he has pitched, as his breaking ball hits Dylan Cruz here on the second batter he faces. 4 days ago was the last time he pitched in a spring training game. This ball ground to the right side, could be two. Dubon goes to short. Pena's turn a little bit high, and DeZenzo can't come down with it. So that'll be a fielder's choice, but Lance so far, the 2 balls in play, has gotten ground balls to the right side. A lot of long rehabs to get Lance to this point. This ball rocketed towards Pena, and Jeremy makes the pick on the line drive to get Lance McCullers Jr. out of his 1 inning of work. Lance allows no hits. Jose Altuve has fouled the first pitch off from Trevor Williams as we're underway here in the bottom half of the first inning. Altuve in his familiar leadoff spot.
Jose Altuve, a lot of side-to-side movement on all of his pitches.
And there is that movement over the plate for a called third strike. Altuve goes down looking, and there's one away here in the first. Jeremy will probably hit, depending on the health of Christian Walker, and it sounds like there's good news on that front, that he could be ready for opening day. Probably in that 6th spot in the lineup behind Yainer Diaz. This ball caught by Luis Garcia Jr. on a pop-up just beyond the infield from Chicago. Isak puts it in play, pretty well hit to left field. Wind seems to be blowing in tonight from left, so that didn't help that fly ball. To see Spencer be able to carry the torch for at least 4, maybe 5 innings today. That's a nice breaking ball that freezes Ruiz and picks up a strikeout. Spencer getting Ruiz with a breaking ball for out number 1. Arrighetti, after facing the Cardinals in back-to-back starts, gets the Nationals tonight. This ball on the ground. Nice backhand play by Isak Paredes. He has showed good hands at the hot corner.
Spring training, you start lining those guys up the way you want. So unless something changes here in the next day or 2.
Means Spencer would get the final game against the Mets a week from Saturday. Great start for Arrighetti in his outing, a 1-2-3 second.
I was just kind of looking to get back into it, you know, and kind of have an overall clean outing. You know, had some soft contact on the ground for me today.
You know, over the course of
get down the line.
Oh yes,
Zach, let's stretch it for 2.
Zach going for 2.
OPS.
A little head first in the second.
Nothing like that spring training OPS.
Having had analytics play a role in their baseball lives.
Well, I will say, man, that I think the Astros have done a great job, especially, you know, our coaches in the minor leagues, never losing that sense of guys. Even Spencer, Hunter Brown. I never heard of a track man until my, 3rd year in the big leagues. But you see these guys, and they do such an amazing job. I'll let you go.
That'll work. You can call
That'll work.
That'll work.
Get around on the board.
Yeah, Lance on the headset.
That's a knock for Dubes. That's a knock for Dubes. He was definitely going to beat that out. Not even close. It's like it's a playoff game. So they've done a great job adapting to it. Our organization has done a great job. And that'll bring us to the end, I think.
Lance, thank you so much. Great to see everybody else is playing games. It's hard to keep staying engaged, and there have to be some tough days to fight through. And this ball's going to be perfectly placed right there beyond the grass dirt cutoff of home plate for.
His arm's feeling good. There's a little bit extra juice on that fastball. That's what we're looking for.
Arrighetti, after the leadoff base hit, now walks Riley Adams, so the 8 and 9 hitters reaching. That'll be first and second. The start of spring training on after a great rookie campaign. Gets Abrams there with a swing and a miss and a strikeout, keeping the runners on first and second now with 1 away. Second strikeout. Your back foot, and you get a swing and a miss. You know you've got some nasty movement on that pitch. This ball hit by Dylan Cruz to left field. Jose Altuve makes the backhand play, then flips it to third base. Altuve making a running catch coming in and to his left. 31 on the spring with an on-base percentage over 400. And Spencer with a swing and a miss of Garcia Jr. strikes out 6 for you already at the big league level. Plenty of seasons in the minor leagues with the Astros as well. In your 6 years, there probably hasn't been a spring training like this where guys are just battling and battling for not only roster spots, but really
running a great camp with all the coaches, all the players. Watching Jose Altuve now hitting a line drive to be a leader, working hard in a new position. Working a new position, creates also opportunity for.
Excited about showing up to camp and taking on a new challenge?
For sure, for sure. In Venezuela, we, I don't know if in U.S. people say this, but
maybe we've seen last year or the previous 3 years. What have you thought, as a Pena will send one through the drawn in infield on cue, what have you thought about Pena's at-bats this spring, and has he been swinging as well as the numbers reflect?
You said it. we got some coaches that help me in different areas, like Jason Bell. He's in charge of this year of the outfielders too, and also he's coordinating also with me and Joe everything what we do on the field on the daily basis. People, one thing that this organization does really well is we meet as a team, as a staff, to hear our opinion. Thank you, Bogey.
Thanks, Omar.
Zach DeZenzo batting here, and there's a called third strike. The runner was on the go, but it doesn't matter as Pena will not get a chance to steal third. That's the final out of the inning. Walk so far in his first 2 innings. Josh Bell hits one the other way, and that'll be down for a base hit. Jose Altuve will get the ball back in. Bell hit the ball hard his first time up and lined out. They are building around, but they also have a lot of outfielders that are kind of knocking on the door. There's a 4-pitch walk to Keibert Ruiz. Sounds like he's closing in on a chance to play late this spring, as Spencer on an 0-2 pitch has this go to the backstop. And both runners advance 90 feet.
Up and away, all the way up and in was the miss.
This ball into left field. Altuve on the run, and he will make a running catch right up against the fence on the warning track. Altuve had to go a long way for that catch. It is a sac fly for the Nationals in a 2-1 game, but Jose making a nice running catch.
Your eyes will bounce, and that'll cause the ball to bounce on you.
So Altuve making one of his best catches this spring. Inning each. There go the runners, a pitch up and in. Call had to back out of the way of that pitch up and in. That'll be a double steal for the Nationals and a 3-2 count on Call. Another walk, third walk of the inning, as the pitch count really elevates this inning with those 3 walks.
Able to lay off.
Now Riley Adams sends one in the air to center field. Jake Myers will drift back on it. This will score a run. Tagging at third and coming in to score will be Keibert Ruiz. The other 2 runners stay at their respective bases. It's now a 2-2 game on the sac fly by Riley Adams. In his first 13 outings, had at least 2 walks in all 13 of those. Those were some of those command issues he talked about early in the season.
For in-depth analysis of bull riding, precision barrel racing, and world-class livestock competition.
Ball into left field, played there by Ahmed Rosario, and left Victor Caratini. Thursday the 27th. Here's Mauricio Dubon with a 2-0 count. Dubon hits one to the right side for a base hit. It has not been Dubon's best spring training in terms of batting average, but his
quality of plate appearance.
Dubon was way off the bag. He had started out to second base well before Trevor Williams started his delivery home. So Williams,
where Mauricio was just trying to force it right there.
It's a little tapper towards the mound. Williams will make the play to first, so he might get another inning of work in as he got the pickoff. And now a little ground out to end the inning. Jr. and Josh Bell. Cruz, the #1 overall prospect in the MLB pipeline rankings for the Nationals, hits this ball perfectly. No chance for Isaac Paredes to do anything but just glove it and hold on to it. He has an infield hit. When Lance last had a spring training outing, and there's a pickoff. So Spencer returns the favor. Now Jeremy Pena can't handle the throw. Are they still going to get the runner? No. That was not well done by the Astros on the rundown as the throw eluded Pena. To the Nationals this year, he's on deck. There goes the runner towards third. This ball is a fair ball and knocked down by Zach DeZenzo. In doing so, Zach prevents the run. Great stop by DeZenzo. Make sure he's okay over first base. There goes the runner to second, and he will get there without a throw. Luis Garcia Jr., who stole a career-high 22 bags last season, gets a spring training stolen base here.
A little bit, all of a sudden now you got 2 runners in scoring position.
Oh, he's picked up some strikeouts in big spots, and he gets another one there, getting Josh Bell on 3 pitches.
The course of last season was make adjustments from outing to outing, being a young player in the big leagues for the first time.
Altuve is going to have his arm tested, but before he could make the throw, he drops that fly ball. So they were going to tag up on Altuve, and we were going to get a chance to see Altuve try to throw a runner out at home. Instead, he dropped the fly ball. That'll be the Astros' second error of the inning.
Especially early on in the season when maybe some of your starters aren't stretched out fully.
Pena's had a couple of catches on line drives as he takes one away.
Spot like a Josh Hader, Brian Abreu, you don't really have anywhere to go.
There's lefty on lefty damage done by Brian King as he strikes out Jose Tena to end the inning. 4-2 Nationals. 2 up here in the 5th. And a 3-pitch strikeout. That's as efficient as you can get, getting Jake Myers for the first out. A strikeout.
Force action out there, and for a guy who needs reps, if he doesn't get any balls hit to him in the first couple innings, he's got to stay out there a bit longer.
Jose golfs this one into shallow center field, so shallow that the infielder Luis Garcia Jr. takes command at this stage.
Feels like the regular season at this point. It's a lot of really meaningful at-bats for some of these guys.
Tena trying to make a good play, and he's not going to get Pena here. Tena did a good job getting to that ball, but then in his spin and his throw, he pulled Josh Bell off the bag. Either position flexibility or another reason. As we'll talk more about this as Paredes hits this slowly to short. Abrams will make the play to first for the final out of the inning. So we're through 5. Astros down 4-2. Spring may have made the Nationals opening day roster, and he continues as he gets this one past Jeremy Pena, deflected towards the line and left. Altuve will have to hustle to make sure Call doesn't get to second. Alex Call on base for the 3rd time tonight with a leadoff single. Really has done a nice job in the last year and a half with the Nationals. This ball on the line to right, coming in and making the play is going to be the right fielder Chas McCormick for out number 1. Riley Adams lines out to right. King, one of those guys who has gone an inning and 2/3 a couple of times in this spring, and now he's gone an inning and a third tonight, getting C.J. Abrams. He's made a couple of lefties look really bad so far coming out of the bullpen. And a called 3rd strike. Cruz thought he had drawn the walk, but he is called out. Good inning and 2/3 out of Brian King with 3 strikeouts. I believe he's the first National to try to get an out in the 6th inning. Gamble will not let him get an out here to lead off the inning as he singles a little flare into left center field for a leadoff hit for the Astros. Opportunity to try to make this team. John Singleton in his first at bat sends this one into left center field for a base hit. Singleton with a clean hit. Going first to third is Ben Gamble, and the Astros trying to answer back from a 4-2 deficit, have 2 on with nobody out.
He pitched in the Nationals game yesterday. Dave Martinez wants to run him out there on back-to-back days.
Caratini sends this one into left, should be deep enough to score a run. Gamble's going to tag. The throw will come into second. That'll be a sac fly for Victor Caratini. And the Astros reduce the Nationals lead. It's now a 4-3 game on the sac fly. Now Mauricio Dubon, look out, has to get out of the way. That breaking ball stayed in and was hunting the back of Mauricio Dubon, and he'll be hit by a pitch here with 1 out. Chas McCormick hits one to the right side. They go to second for a 1, and the turn double play nicely turned by Luis Garcia Jr. and C.J. Abrams in the middle of the Washington infield.
He's been a high leverage reliever. He's closed out games. He's been an opener when the Rays were doing openers. Just about everything there is. And
King in his inning and 2/3. Only 1 base runner allowed. This one tapped over the mound. And Rogers can't glove it cleanly on the first try. Does on the second try, and he stays with it for the out. That bright blue glove stayed with it. Why he deserves to be on the opening day roster. This ball hit past the jumping John Singleton into right field off the bat of Keibert Ruiz. Ruiz on base for the 3rd time. He reached once on an error by Altuve, and he's also walked and singled in this game. Picked up 10 saves last year, 9 for the Rockies, 1 for the Pirates. First pitch swinging is Ahmed Rosario. Skies one to right. Coming in towards the line is Chas McCormick. Puts it away. Checks the glove just to make sure.
Washington getting a lot of appearances. Rutledge is another guy who is predominantly a starter in the minor leagues trying to stick in the bullpen.
Yeah, all he's known as a minor leaguer has been starting 93 games. All of his appearances have been starts, but trying to He goes down here, though, as Jackson Rutledge picks up his first strikeout for out number 2. Puts this ball on the ground towards the middle. Abrams to his left makes the play, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 7th. Brian King, and now Beeks gets ahead 0-2. And that is quick work as Tana goes down on 3 pitches. Jalen Beeks looking strong here in his 2nd inning of work, picking up a strikeout.
It acts almost like a split finger.
This ball hit into right field for a base hit. 2nd hit allowed by Beeks. Alex Call, what a spring he's having. He's been on base 4 times today. 3 hits and a walk.
5 and going multiple innings.
Averaged 94.5 last year. Nationals have done a good job going the other way on him this inning, as a couple of base hits from right-hand hitters to right field. Call and now Riley Adams putting runners on 1st and 2nd. We'll see Cooper Hummel at some point in tonight's game. Abrams sends this one to center, played there by Jacob Melton. That's out number 2. Slowly hit past the mound. Charging is the new 2nd baseman Brendan Rodgers, playing his 2nd inning of 2nd base, and he makes the play for out number 3. Actually, Cooper Hummel's going to get a chance to get in the game as a DH. We thought he might play some outfield tonight, but he's going to get a big league level for the Diamondbacks and the Mariners in 22 and 23. Couldn't hold up on that pitch down and in. Nice pitch from Clay Helvey for out number 2, his first strikeout.
Contagious matchup. There's teams that might be interested in doing that.
John Singleton draws a 5-pitch walk. But John coming into the game for the injured Zach DeCenzo. Still don't have a report on Zach. Skies this one on the infield. First baseman still in the game is Josh Bell. In foul territory, he puts it away. Good inning for Helvey.
Pitched across 2 levels of A ball last year and put up some big strikeout totals there.
How about Big John moving off the bag at first? That's a really nice play defensively. John
as is expected for a young pitcher that has that kind of stuff that can strike guys out, but you see that kind of swing from Josh Bell. That's some good stuff.
I mean, it was a swing and it was unable to be handled by Colin Price. That ball just absolutely of the spring. This ball hit well into right center field. That'll be down for a base hit. Staying at 2nd base is the new pinch runner for the Nationals. Herbert Ruiz having himself. That ball's hit hard to center. And Jacob Melton makes a great catch in center field. Melton, a diving attempt. May have knocked the wind out of himself as he goes down to the ground after getting the ball back in. That is a spectacular play in center by Melton. They have some outfield prospects in their system. This one's going to get away and advance both runners. To 3rd base goes Yepes, and to 2nd base goes Ruiz. And there's a strikeout from Sanchez. So he works around a strikeout while pitching a base hit. Ends up with 2 Ks in the inning.
Obviously could fit in a part-time role, but there's a chance that he makes the team and gets a large chunk of playing time at 2nd base.
Pops this one up. Helvey has retired 4 of the 5 batters he has faced. That is walk number 10. So Jazz has been doing what he's done all spring, and that is on the ground towards 2nd. Could be 2. They go to the bag for 1, and that'll do it. Game-ending double play as Whitaker grounds into a double play to end this one. Washington Nationals defeat the Astros for the 4th time in 5 tries this year. 4-3 the final score.